Welcome to Tweet of the Week. And today I am joined by a delightful young lady who has received a lot of attention because she is unique. But you are going to find out from her story today that part of what drives her has a whole lot more to do with being part of a team than individual recognition. And so, welcome, Morein Ibrahim. I thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me today.
And in getting to know you, I have been very much struck by the fact that you are getting a lot of individual attention, but your focus is constantly on team.
Correct.
So let's talk a little bit about the fact that you just decided to play football in your junior year of high school. What was it that inspired you to think, I want to do that?
Honestly, seeing the unity of the team and seeing how much they cared for each other and how much the coaches cared for their athletes, it really struck me and drove a passion for me to pursue the sport.
So you talked about you were participating in, I guess, the robotics club.
Correct.
And it was when that club was over that you happened to see the football team practicing.
Yes, I was just sitting on the stairs of Frederick High School on the brand new practice field. I see over 50 young men just practicing and showing care for each other and showing a passion for the sport. And I just thought that was incredible. And I really loved the way that they were united. And even though they were in their own sections where the linemen were together and the skill players were together, they still looked uniform as a team on this huge field.
So something stirred inside of you.
Correct.
And you said, I think I want to try that.
Correct.
And so in your junior year, you did go out for football, but you said you were on the JV squad.
Yes, so I didn't know anything about football when I first joined. I didn't even know the positions. I only knew quarterback and wide receiver, and I didn't know what the punt team was, kickoff, so I took the opportunity to be on junior varsity and get to learn about all the positions, all the rules, and everything I need to know about football before pursuing a position on varsity.
And so how did you end up becoming a lineman?
So I am unfortunately not fast enough to be a receiver, but I also have a lot of strength. So they took the opportunity of my height and my strength to pursue a lineman position.
All right. And so this year, you are a part of the varsity team.
Correct.
And when I said to you, this is your story, you said to me, no, it's our team's story. So talk a little bit about what that means.
So at the beginning of this season, we weren't prepared for the amount of talent and the skill we had. We knew we had incredible potential, but we weren't confident in ourselves. And as the season progressed and the first two games were done and we saw our skill and the amount of talent we had, we realized how much potential we had as a team. And over time, that faith for each other and that trust for each other has united us and has caused us to become almost as family. So having that family aspect of being a team is really important. And that's something that Frederick High has this year. And we're able to communicate with each other and we can trust each other and we can rely on each other as a team, because as a team sport, it is important to know you can trust each other. The quarterback needs their linemen to be able to block, and he needs to trust that they can do their job on the field at the line of scrimmage in order to protect him so that he can get his job done of running the ball or passing the play.
And obviously, feeling like a family and building trust, you were a female coming in.
Correct.
All guys. There had to be a couple of little bumps along the way there.
It definitely was very awkward at first. I sometimes felt like left out. I couldn't go in the locker room and celebrate after games. I had to sit at the front of the bus to ensure that there was nothing going to happen. And sometimes the guys will be talking about their own things, which they do not feel comfortable sharing with a female. So of course, at times I felt left out, but I learned that that's just going to be an aspect of being a teammate. Just like as if there was a male on a female team, there's always going to be some things that are just not always going to be able to be done. But over time, we've become very comfortable with each other, and they're okay with sharing with me now, and I feel very welcome. So, of course, at the beginning, it was very awkward for both sides, for me being on an all-male team and for an all-male team having a female on it. But now it's just incredible. I love my teammates and I love being a part of the Frederick High School football team.
So it sounds like you had to be understanding of how they were feeling. You had to be patient and give it time. You had to be the one who was willing to trust first, that they were going to give you a chance, that once you were playing and they could see that you had talent and you had skill and you wanted to be part of this family and contribute to this team. So you opened up your heart and you took a huge risk. And I'm so incredibly proud of you.
Thank you.
For that. And I'm very proud of your coaches and your teammates for embracing you, but also for creating the culture that you just described around your football team. And while, yes, having talented players is always going to be a part of a team being successful.
Of course.
It's how they interact, how they work together. Those are the pieces that aren't always as easy to see when you just watch a game.
Right.
But to hear you describe that is really a key ingredient in any type of team, whether it's sports, whether you're doing a robotics competition, whether you're doing a debate or a mock trial. Knowing that everybody's going to contribute, we have to trust, we have to work together, we have to be, and I was really struck by the fact that as we were talking earlier, you said family like 3 times. You really consider this team to be like a family.
Of course.
And the fact that seeing that and sensing that is part of what drove you to, can I just tell you, it's like amazing to me to think that you walked in and said, hey, I'd like to play. I don't know anything about this sport. Will you give me a try? Again, speaks to the heart of your coaches.
Correct.
Who said, absolutely, come on. And again, your willingness to say, give me time. I want to learn. I want to see how I can contribute. So I do have to ask you this, okay? So as a lineman, I said, okay, so you're protecting the quarterback, and I can kind of relate to that protective mindset first. What goes through your head when you're on defense and your goal is to like take people out? Kind of talk to me about like, what do you do? Is there something you do mentally to prepare for that?
So on the line, I like to analyze the positions that the linemen and the offense are in, and seeing how the running back is next to the quarterback, or is he in front of him, behind him, to the right or left, to analyze kind of how the play is going to go. And then I look to see if there's a tight end, and to see if there's a tight end facing my direction. And this is going to decide whether we go right or left, also depending on the strength call the coach calls. But for me, it's all about speed. I'm not as strong as these linemen. I'm not as big as these linemen on the opposing team, especially on their offense. So for me, I have to be quick off the ball. So I'm very attentive to make sure I watch when the ball is snapped and I get off of it as quick as I can to run it as fast as I can to the quarterback and make the tackle.
And how many sacks have you had this year?
Unfortunately, I have 0 because I have only been getting in during the 4th quarter when the coaches felt comfortable putting me in, because they usually have the 2nd or 3rd string, the other team. But I have not yet had the opportunity to get a sack. But hopefully this game, we are playing TJ and it's our homecoming game. So hopefully I will have the opportunity to get a sack then.
Well, that would be, again, a wonderful little stat for you. But I think there have been many other wonderful things that have happened this year. And can I just say that I am very impressed.
Thank you.
By the way you just shared the analytical part of football and all of the things you're looking at and trying to figure out. And again, you just highlighted that what talent do I bring? I bring speed. And that's what I'm going to use to have my advantage. That was just incredible. You have learned so much in a year and a half. So thank you so much for taking your time to be on Tweet of the Week. Enjoy the fact that people want to recognize and celebrate you. You are a role model, and I hope that after getting to know you a little better on this Tweet of the Week, people see that you are a role model for a whole lot more than being a girl who was willing to take a risk and try to play football. You are just an amazing young lady, and your commitment to team, your commitment to hard work, your willingness to learn something new, and how quickly you've been able to absorb that and analyze it, I would be afraid of you, okay? And better yet, you told me you're a Ravens fan, so it's all good. I got my purple on, and I thank you for cheering for my football team
Thank you
as
so
well.
much.
There's not a whole lot left to say. Incredible students with incredible stories, and I am just so proud that I get the chance to interview them on Tweet of the Week, and I hope you will continue to join us to see even more.